Boys and girls, I'm here with packet 9. So this week's packet, of course, has our superheroes on it, 3rd grade, week 9. Here are some resources for you. There's Wonderopolis, there's something called Internet Archive, and then Ranger Rick, which is something that's like nonfiction wildlife related. This week's reading is called What Should We Take to the Moon? It's by W.M. Akers. We've read a few of his texts or her texts during the packets and during the school year. So it is about 2 pages, and then there are 10 questions as always. So when you're reading, I want you to go through and I want you to read the whole selection one time at least by yourself. If you're having trouble with words, make sure that you are stretching out your words. Make sure that you're using, you're chunking your words together. You're looking at the vowels. You're thinking about how the words sound. Maybe you're skipping it and going back to the word and saying what makes sense. You're not just asking for help or giving up. So try your best and read this at least one time, and then go through and you can answer the questions. When you're answering the questions, make sure you're reading A, B, C, and D, and then deciding which one is the best choice. For the short answer questions, make sure that you're writing in complete sentences or listing. So like this one, number 8 says, what are 3 things that Toby decided to take with him to the moon? You can, on each line, you could do 1, 2, 3, and make sure that you're writing legibly so that I can read it. The writing prompt this week is, how would you change the world to make it better? So this is kind of personal narrative / creative writing. So think about something that you want to change and how would you change it? Not just, you're not just listing, you are actually explaining how you would change the world to make it better. Here's some math resources. Of course, there's Zern. We have Happy Numbers and education.com. So again, scan the QR code, which is this pretty little picture here. And it will get you to the website. There is a color by number color code for multiplication. So it looks like these are 7s and 4s and 5s and 6s and 9s. So make sure you use all the resources that you know to solve the problems here. We have multiplication word problems, so think about what the question is asking you. Go ahead and read it more than one time and decide what the problem is really asking and how to solve it. And then they're talking about area. So right here it says the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal in length, and then the sum of all sides equal the perimeter, and then the area is height times width. So if you look at the rectangle, there is the H, which is height, and the W, which is width. So you multiply those 2 numbers together to find the area. And then it's talking about area and perimeter again, and has some questions about that. There are some word problems about division. So like the multiplication problems, make sure that you're reading the question, reading the problem. You can read it more than one time and deciding what the question is really asking you to do. Michigan, it's talking about the growth of Michigan. So it's talking about the economic activity in developing the state. So it wants you to read through the cards, the graphic organizer. It's talking about lumbering. And then pioneers in lumbering and the lumbering process. Finally, they're talking about food chains and food webs in science. So it's talking about plants that make food, herbivores and carnivores, and what those are. It's talking about friction and how you get holes in jeans and how fibers kind of connect together. And it's talking about filtering and soluble and insoluble, which is how can you separate things in water or other liquids. There are some pages about graphic designer, and there are some breathing printables. They're a little bit difficult, but they're kind of similar to the breathing exercise I taught you at the beginning of the year. I hope that was helpful, and if you have any questions on this packet or any of your other packets, please feel free to contact me. I hope you have an awesome week. Bye.